What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 18 of the Shop Build and the final episode for the Build series because we are open for business. Let me give you a tour. I've done a ton of stuff. Actually, been working in here this last week. It's been a whirlwind of a last week, but let me talk to you about what we've done and give you a quick tour of everything so far. So from the last episode, we were talking about inspections. We had our HVAC inspection, went beautifully, really easy. We had to amend the electrical and HVAC permits to cover the heat pump. As you remember, that wiring, that was just sent in. They checked that off easy. And then our final inspection was crazy easy. They came in the morning. He's probably here for 10 minutes, looked over the plans, did a walk around the property, said everything looks good. It was kind of funny. I got the email that said final inspection was approved, and under notes it said final good, period. So we are officially open for business in here. We've been open for business for the last week. Started running things, started using our new machines, and been working on the first big piece that's gonna come out of the new home of Sailor She Woodworks. But let me show you now the setup, how I put things in oriented here in the shop, and what the plan is perhaps moving forward, and some other little things we have to do. So we'll continue to film these series occasionally on updates to the shop. You can also follow me on Instagram with our stories I'll do here from the shop and updates along the way. But let me first take you around, show you what we've done. The new home of Sailor She Woodworks. So we have everything set up in here. We've been working actually on our first project here, this walnut and maple bookcase cabinet. But let's start here on the side. Got our fire suppression mounted up by each door. And the concept is you should go to the door first. You can escape safely. And then if you need, you can try and fight the fire back in a little bit. But got our tracks on the wall, some templates. My dad and I put this up this last week. So all of our clamps on racks. Got some flair, shout out Barbell Apparel, and obviously this beautiful American flag. Kind of layout tools, different fixtures. Stuff I don't really use is up top. Stuff I use quite a bit, different hardware and joinery and brass hinges and those kind of things. Have my quick grab and go chisels. So these are my okay quality chisels, all very sharp and they work great, but those will be able to be grabbed and used on pieces near final assembly. We'll talk about my joinery here in a second. A couple of templates for cabinet making, my chargers, lathe tools, and layout tools. Then more clamps here on the bottom. Also started getting assembled our Panther router. This still needs to be dialed in, as I'm not using it on this current project, but for the next project I will, so we'll need to do the final alignment of everything and get that dialed in to start cutting joinery. But this will be our Panther router bench, as well as lots of tool storage and lockable tool storage, which is nice. Kind of drills and such are in there, as well as, of course, all the Panther router templates and bits and those kind of things are in there as well. Also, finishing or glue up and finishing cart. Got glue up stuff here on the top. Got some layout and finishing and tape and different supplies for finish there on the bottom. And then on the very bottom, we've got our trash and cleanup. Picked up some nice brooms to clean the shop. And then working our way around here, got my kind of logistical stuff mounted. These were in my daughter's room, so brought those out here, a little piece of personal flair here for the shop. Fired up the 3-phase, the SCM jointer planer. That's been running, works beautifully, made panel making extremely easy and straightforward. No kind of alignment dominoes or anything like that needed. The boards came out perfectly flat, square, straight, all that stuff. As you can see, I put the Harvey over here and actually swapped the outlet type. This is a 240 3-wire, and I swapped it over there rather than a 4-wire because this runs on a different kind of plug, still 240 volt. But now I can run this dedicated dust collector for the big machine for now, and then we put the P-Flux over here to run the table saw, and then some of those other wheeling tools over there. Main center of the shop, obviously our assembly, glue up table, everything here, main workspace, that's working great so far. Brought sustainers and such under there for the tools I'm gonna need to use. Got our slider assembled. You can open this up. This is giving us almost 4 feet of crosscut capacity, or more than 4 feet, 50 inches of crosscut capacity. And that just runs beautifully through there. We've used that a bunch already. And taking our way across here, so our bandsaw is gonna live for now. Obviously, dust collection for that will be here, so we'll have to roll that out for now. And then this old well-loved bench will stay here for joinery. We're gonna make a new bench later this year, towards the end of the year. It'll be this same dimension depth-wise, 30 inches, but it'll be another 3 feet longer, so it's gonna be an 8-foot bench, and that'll be great for joinery, rough assembly, before we take things over to the center for final assembly and glue-ups. And then got everything situated back here. Our fire flammables cabinet is vented and now full of all of our finishes and solvents. We have a little sharpening station. We're gonna actually build a sharpening station over the dust collector, which will move to this corner later on when we do dust collection. Hollow chisel mortiser, don't ever use that. Probably be selling that soon, so if you're interested in that, you can grab that. This is my old planer table, and now it is a drill press table. Obviously, our router table, and then our shaper station where we can do joinery and such, but also bring the shaper over here or over there to do work. And then finally, this side, some more sustainers, our dust collection or for small tools here with our access point for our auto start stop. And that way I can do, domino and track saw and all that kind of stuff right up on here and have my dust collection. And again, this dust collector runs into the table saw. And then the last thing I got mounted up was my dad helped me, do studs and mount up our hand tool wall. These are my fine chisels, obviously my hand saws and my hand plane till. That way I can work from the joinery bench to right here. And these are the ones I'll use really for precision joinery because they are the best quality hand tools I have. The stuff over there is kind of grab and go as needed for kind of final assembly or fine tuning or getting glue off joints and that kind of stuff. So that is where we're at. So everything else has been set up in here. Security system, cameras, all that kind of stuff has been set, and AC is pumping along. It's nice, 70 degrees in here. Trying to decide whether I leave that on all the time or I kind of cycle that on and off. It's well insulated, so it actually doesn't lose too much heat or cool over the day, but that's to be determined. So what is left to do? Maybe bringing some more stuff in here. Certainly dust collection. So I want to kind of sit with this for at least a few weeks, figure out if I like the orientation of where these things are at, if this will be kind of the small machine joinery area, bandsaw. I think the bandsaw's gonna stay there. I really like it being there because you can run boards through it that way. This is kind of permanent. That's going to live there because of the 3-phase machine. But actually, I made this, I had the electrician make the whip long enough that I can bring this machine out in front of the door. And if I had very long boards, they could run through this planer and jointer. But there is still 9 feet of jointer space on the backside before that window and wall. So most of the time it should be good for doing all of our jointing and planing. So that's where we are with the exception of dust collection piping. Just want to take a moment to thank my wife and my family for supporting me in this dream and continuing to build a business. It's been an incredible vote of confidence and investment, both personally and professionally, in getting this shop in a long-term home for Sailor Steel Woodworks. It's already an amazing space to work in. So much happier, brighter, more efficient, and I think the products that we'll be able to put out of this space, it's going to allow us to do different and bigger products, as well as the efficiency of making these products. I've already it's been transformative in just the beginning of this new project. So huge shout out to them, and I feel so honored and grateful and thankful to have the opportunity to have this space, and I'm going to use it well. And I thank you all for all your support, all the well wishes, all of my supportive clients and customers who have supported my designs and my projects and trusted me with making beautiful pieces for their home. Thank you all so much for following along. Thank you for all the support, as always. And I'll catch you tomorrow in the new shop.